What's going on, everybody? My people with the basketball world, man. I know I've been missing for a little bit. I've been on a little bit of a hiatus, but we back, man. Season 2. You know what I'm saying? Legends talk. Today we got a goodie. You know what I'm saying? I always try to bring a fresh new guest on every trip. Today is no different. You know what I'm saying? Today we got a young king. You know what I'm saying? He been doing work in the community for years, man. This cat has been, he started his own movement, and the movement grew some legs. After that, it grew wings, and now he's flying. You know what I'm saying? I like to shout my guy out, man. BucketFam Doyle. You know what I'm saying? King, whatever you want to call him. You know what I'm saying? Just say it with me. Just say it with me, man, one time. But yeah, no further ado. Got my guy, BucketFam King Doyle, stepping into the Legends talk, man. He's a young legend. And you know what I'm saying? He's doing his thing out there. Everybody, you know what I'm saying, definitely go out, check him out, see what he got going on. But no further ado. Season 2 is here, y'all. Legends talk. King Doyle. Holla at me. Yo.
My God, say it with me.
Say it with me one time. I see where you at, man. I see where you at.
Look, we outside, man. We outside by the Barclays, man. We here.
Hey, man, it's only right? But
it's only right.
Yo, man, thank you for taking the time out of your schedule, man, to come kick it with me, to connect with me, connect with the people. And you know what I'm saying? Like I said, you've been doing this work for a long time, man. A long time coming. You deserve all the flowers that you know what I'm saying, that you get. I'm just here to pile on the flowers just a little bit, man. Give you a little bit more flowers, man, because you deserve them, man. So definitely salute. What's new, man?
Yo, man. I mean, look, the Bucket family is growing. The family is growing. That's what's new. Every time we turn around, it's a new bucket arriving.
Right. Absolutely. Before we get into the story, the journey. You know what I'm saying? I definitely got to salute my sponsor, Soul Pack. Soul Pack is a bag company. They got some fire bags for the basketballer out there. You know what I'm saying? Just look, man. It's right here. You know what I'm saying? It's right here.
Shout out to Soul Pack, man.
Shout out to Soul Pack, one of the most fire bag companies on the scene right now. We're gonna get into a little bit of a commercial. And then when we return, we're going to be back with King Doyle, man. Say it with me. BucketFam. Yes, sir.
Wavy Boy Productions.
That was Soul Pack, everybody. Make sure you go out, check out the IG page, at Soul Pack. Make sure you visit their website. It's thesoulpack.com and go cop up, man. Go cop up. See, I did. But yeah, man, no further ado, man. You know this guy. I got one of the hottest movements in New York City, in the country, in the world. You know what I'm saying? We're not just local. We're not just
we global, baby.
We global over here, man. And if y'all don't know, I'm an honorary BucketFam member. You know what I'm saying? We got some years in. If y'all didn't go check out that article I did on BucketFam a while ago, definitely go to the allthingshoops.com. type in Bucket Fam in the search field and read up, man. You know what I'm saying? Definitely a great story, definitely a good read. But yeah, man, like I was saying, one of the hottest, you know what I'm saying, the hottest basketball families in the game. You know what I'm saying? You've taken the movement international. You know, not only a leader in your community, but in general, man, you've been doing your thing and you've been leading by example. So before we get into all of the good stuff and all of the with respects to Bucket Fam and everything else, we're gonna rewind all the way back, man. We're gonna rewind all the way back. You know what I'm saying, to the very beginning. I want to know, you know what I'm saying, where you from. I mean, it's obvious where you from, but I need you to tell everybody where you from and what was it like, man, growing up in your neck of the woods.
Oh man. So for those that don't know, you know, I'm from 6'7", that's Fort Greene, Brooklyn, New York City. Shout out to Taj Gibson. He wearing that 6'7" on his back. Sean Ahmad, Omar Cook, Brian Brown, Eric Barkley, Ed Booger Smith. Yo, we could Bernard King. You know, we got pros, man. We got pros. Like you see it. I self-proclaimed, baby.
Hey, man.
Anthony Prince, you know, and the list goes on. You got some young buckets coming up, but I'm from Fort Greene, Brooklyn, New York City, to be exact. You know, that's where it all started. You know, the neighborhood was love for me. I loved it. It was a rough neighborhood for those that wasn't accustomed to it, but you know, we adapt. We are product of our environment, so we made the environment great.
It's a fact. That's a fact, man. And you know them '90s, I'm not trying to age you or nothing, but the '80s and them '90s, man. You know what I'm saying? You had to be a certain cloth to be out there and be moving around. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. And we was high, for sure.
And we from that same cloth. So I know you was moving around, moving and shaking, and you know what I'm saying, doing what you do. And you know what I'm saying, we here now. So you know, with that said, man, how did you get introduced to the basketball game and in general? And what made you, you know, what was it about basketball that intrigued you to just like what intrigued you about the game to kind of stay around the game?
So first and foremost, I was introduced to basketball by my parents, really my moms. You know, my pops, you know, he was a tough guy. He was in the streets, and you know, he was the breadwinner. But my mom's, she understood that sports or just being a part of a family, you know, when they're at work or they're doing whatever that they're doing, you know, putting a kid in that environment, he will excel. So my mom's, you know, basically was like, yo, you ain't gonna be in the streets. So you going to the Boys and Girls Club. When I got to the Boys and Girls Club, I met a coach by June Francis. He actually was the coach at Severian, but at that time we only had CYO. We was the Boys and Girls Club Cobras, the Navy Yard Cobras. So that's when I first started. I picked up a ball and I fell in love with it ever since.
Yeah, it's hard, man. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? Everybody has a similar story. When they picked up that basketball, man, it was over. You know what I'm saying? It was a match made in heaven, man. And can't even break it up, man. Can't even break it up now.
That's a fact. Yo, and what I tell people all the time, I can tell how a person is gonna be, how he acts on the court. Like you could spot a leader. You could spot somebody who's going to be gritty and tough. You could spot a hustler. You could spot somebody who's going to quit from young just through that basketball.
Right.
When I got the ball, you know, it was like, what am I going to let this thing tell about me?
So what kind of player were you? Like what kind of, you know what I'm saying? Talk to me about that.
Oh man.
What did the people say when you got the ball? What kind of person, what kind of player did you
look? Now you get into it. So for me, you know, I was a defensive player. I could shoot the rock, but I locked up. I can honestly say, hand to God, I'm probably one of the few that, and we can curse on the show.
Oh yeah. Yo, I told you, man. I told you the boss gave us up full clearance, man.
Oh, full clearance. Listen, there's nobody on this planet that'd be like, yo, I'll bust his ass. I locked up. I played like where we was from, you had to be gritty. You going up against Omar Cook, Farad, guards like that, like even G Irv and all of those, like that's family. So you playing against them, you gotta know how to play D.
Right.
You're gonna get your ass bust.
And embarrassed.
So it's like when we came outside, we was naturally tough. So I locked up, and I was a bucket. I was gonna get a bucket.
Right.
Those circumstances, I was gonna get a bucket.
And there was no social media at that time. I'm assuming so.
It was no social media, so a lot of dudes got away. When I be watching these lives and these dudes be telling their stories, I be like, "All right."
Right. Absolutely, man. Also, shout out to Ball Star, man. Ball Star's the stat company, man, trying to keep it honest out here. You know what I'm saying? And collecting these stats and eliminating pencil and paper from the game.
We needed Ball Star back then so somebody could look us up.
Right. So there's no capping. There's no more capping in basketball, man. This ain't.
The old heads be at the wall like, yo, I used to be. Yo, son, we ain't got nothing on you.
Right. I need to see that I need to see that. Now there's somewhere where they could go to actually see it, man. If you had 25 on G Irv, man, I need to see that, man. I just can't.
We need to see that. We don't want to hear about it.
Right. If G Irv ain't tell me that, like, oh, yo, he did have about 25, 30 on me. If he ain't saying that, like, I don't know, man. I don't know. But in terms of now we getting into like the whole, BucketFam and the thought behind BucketFam. Like when did you start the movement? And what was your aim? What were you aiming to accomplish by starting the BucketFam movement?
So the movement's been around, we could easily say 10, 15 years. The brains behind BucketFam was creating a mentoring program where kids of all, avenues can come and really be a part of something. At the time of creating it, the gangs hit New York City, drugs, all this stuff was going. And we was a part of that. So we wanted to make sure that the next generation didn't have to go through that. I'm cool enough to come outside and be like, yo, listen, this is what we doing. And I have enough influence that they're going to follow. So why not show them something positive? So a bucket is equivalent to anything that's great. So when you say you a bucket, it got to be something great. If I ask a kid, yo, what you got on your report card, and he say a bucket, I know that's the best grade.
Right.
He walked through the crowd. You know how it'd be a bunch of y'all and son walking through. Yo, nah, son got a bucket.
Right.
What I mean? Pull up on the block. Yo, you pull out. Oh, that's a bucket.
Right.
No, it's that. So it was a play on words, but it was more so giving the kids something that they could be a part of and be proud to be a part of in a positive light.
Right. Nah, that's dope. That's dope, man. And giving them positive reinforcement. I've always, not one time have I seen you around different games and different events. Not one time have I ever seen you without a kid in tow, or without, without a young man or a young woman kind of learning from you and kind of trying to absorb all of the game that you have to give. Now, this whole, these past couple years have been very difficult, right? Very, very difficult for everybody. The pandemic has crippled economies, has shut down leagues, and just now we're trying to get back into the swing of things in terms of starting the leagues back up, and we had a fairly successful summer doing so. And it's obvious that everybody had those challenges, right?
Yeah.
But what did you do during the pandemic to kind of keep the ball bouncing on your end? You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, so just staying engaged, just keeping the kids engaged. When we went to the the viral era where everything was in Zooms and live streams, I wanted to make sure that I stayed in touch with my community, my kids, the population that follow us. So, we had workouts through Zoom. We was blessed to have Adidas kind of, hold us down during that time because, my school is BDA over at Brooklyn Democracy Academy. We're a sponsored school by Adidas Legacy to be exact. They was very influential in showing us the way and how to attach the community and what we do. I made sure, during the pandemic, we made sure everybody had supplies. We went out into our community and we really, when we couldn't go outside, we made sure that we was inside occupied. When we was able to go outside, we made sure we provide for the entire community.
Now that's a bucket.
Now that's a bucket.
That's a bucket. Now you mentioned, you guys mentioned players like Taj Gibson, who's in the NBA. I'm saying a few others that have played overseas.
Right.
But who's some of the players, from your own mouth, who's some of the players that you've been affiliated with? You said Ed Booker Smith, who's a legend.
Mm-hmm.
But who are some of the other, even some of the newer cats that's coming up? Who are some of those guys that you've been affiliated with that are BucketFam?
So let me just say this. Anybody from the Brooklyn, New York area, right? So we started in Brooklyn because I'm from Brooklyn, and then we spread out through New York, and then from New York we just went global. From the past, we got Ed Booker Smith, Charles Jones, legends, Gary Irvin, Omar Cook, Sebastian Telfair, Jaffet, these like Mike Boynton, who's a head coach now, Teddy Mumford, dude's probably a lot of people be talking basketball, and I don't hear Teddy Mumford name enough for me.
Right.
Curtis Sumner, dudes like that, Quincy Doobie, like these are my peers. Kenny Houston, these are the buckets that we grew up with. Taj Gibson, obvious, Kimba. You got Epiphany Prince. I don't want to miss nobody, right?
Right.
So it's too many buckets to go on. The young buckets, we got BucketFam Rome. You got Posh Alexander, and BucketFam Rome is Anthony Marshall.
And he's doing his thing. He's doing his thing too. I've seen a couple clips.
Yes, sir. He's out in Kansas at Kobe Community College. It's a JUCO. He's a JUCO product. But my phone ain't stopped ringing about him. Posh Alexander, he's over at St. John's. Jaquan Sanders. Jaquan Carlos at Hofstra. Jaquan is just committed to St. John's. We got it's so many. You got Ian Jackson, who just won a gold medal. 16U. Who else? Zachziegler, the hottest thing in July, came in the summer with 0 offers.
Right.
Hard work pays off, and now he's at Tennessee. We got so many to name. I don't want to miss nobody. I hate I name one player because now it's gonna be like, yo, you ain't seen.
Yo, you forgot me.
Right. But it's not that I forgot. We only got we on a time schedule, so.
Yeah, right.
But no,
we're gonna put it on the time schedule. It's all good.
But no, every bucket has been impressive. Like literally, turning their nothing into something.
Right. Nah, that's dope, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's not all about basketball either over there, man. You guys are, helping the community. And what's wild to me, right, is that this generation, and forgive me for those individuals who I may be getting this wrong on a few individuals, but a lot of individuals they of this era, I don't see that they're like really on that wave of giving back or even like helping the younger generation or mentoring or and this is not speaking on everybody, but it's more of a generalization on the era, right? And we come from that era of helping somebody moms cross the street with the bags and taking them bags to the crib, and you know what I'm saying? Like that's the type of stuff we was on, and I know that you're on that as well. So like, how do you try to like mesh that into the lives of these young people now, man?
Say it with me. Yeah, give me 1 second. I got you.
Say it with me. Look, say it with me.
4 buckets. Look, we're in Brooklyn.
You're a popular dude, man. You're a popular dude.
Bucket fan.
Yo.
Yo, they outside, man. Yo, outside of the Barclay is bananas right now. You hear them?
Yo, man, and it's still summer, man. It's still halfway summer, so we got to get that last hurrah out, man.
Right. So,
You know
yo,
what I'm saying?
I like to think, right, and I think I'm answering your question right. With the give back,
Yeah.
you know, for me, I think I feel like I'm one of the pioneers of my generation with the give back, who really adopted the lifestyle of what we seen growing up. And I think it's getting better because now, you know, the next generation, you know, they have the resources. Now it takes the OGs who's going to become us to make sure that we're not afraid of the people coming up and we're supporting them. We're not in competition, you know, because that's how it's going to continue to grow. A lot of the times, you know, when we was growing up, you got too big, it was like competition with whoever was there. You know, I'm not that that dude. You feel what I'm saying? I want everybody to win. So giving back is a form of winning. You know, we made community work look cool. So when I see somebody else doing community work, I'm like, yes, that's what we did it for. You know, I felt like Allen Iverson. I took the ass whoopings for y'all to come out here and do this block party. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
So I'm loving what the new generation is doing. I like to tell all of them, like, all these kids needed support. You know, you give them a little support and watch how that support grow into many avenues. There's levels to it.
Those gems, man. Gems right there, man. So I gotta bring this up, right? So now I think it was All-Star Weekend, or I don't even know what maybe the championship or something, right? Chilling, I'm watching the game. All of a sudden, I see my man, BucketFam Doyle, on the TV, right? I see my man on the TV. My man got a billboard, if y'all don't know. He Times Square, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I'm saying? These are all, you know, that's a bucket. You know what I'm saying? And I'd like to know from your end, right? You're the person that's doing it. You're the person going through this. But how does it feel, man, to get the recognition that you deserve in terms of, you know, the accolades, the you know, the billboard or you know, the commercial, man? Because that's big, man. That's big. That's a big deal. If you don't know, if nobody told you, I'm telling you right now, that's a big deal, man. So tell me about the emotions, you know what I'm saying, behind, you know, seeing yourself on TV, All-Star Weekend or championship, NBA halftime or whatever the case may be, and seeing your, you know what I'm saying, seeing your face, you know, highlighted in lights, man. How's that feel as an individual, as a you know, just as a dude coming up that was a, you know, young man that maybe didn't have that direction starting off. So elaborate on that a little bit.
So for me, the greatest joy, first off, shout out to Adidas Legacy. You know, we're empowering communities through Adidas Legacy. You know, BucketFam, we're empowering communities. They gave me the opportunity to be on the television screen. Before the Adidas Legacy thing, I had the opportunity to be on a billboard in Times Square and plastered around New York City in a train station.
Word.
So that was dope as well. But my greatest joy comes from when a kid sees that and that motivates them. You know, when I saw it, it's like, oh, that's dope. Like, for me, that's dope. But what's even better is when a kid see that and they run up on you and they like, yo, I seen you in. That's the feeling. That's what we do it for. We do it to inspire that next person. I tell people all the time, yo, it's not about me. If you see me in a Bentley, you see me in a Rolls Royce, yo, that's not about me. God gave me that so I can attract the masses so they can see that. And then once, you know, that's the carrot in front of the horse. And then once I get their attention, now I can talk to you about what's really going on. And that's the real mentoring stuff. You know, so that commercial was just the carrot in front of the horse. And then it drew the masses in, and it's like, yo, check it out. We need to be doing this positive. This is what we need to be doing at all times. You know, the kids, I love, man, the kids make my day. The youth, you know, you go into a grocery store and you got an old person like, hey, how you doing, son? I seen you. That made my day. You know, the commercial, amazing. I love it all. But it's for the people. It's for those that I'm a regular dude. You know what I mean? I ain't in the NBA. But if you see the regular dude on the NBA commercial, It's like, hold on, you
Right.
can do that too.
Right.
So we making the goals reality. And that's the
That's
biggest
what's
blessing
about.
I've received. Like to inspire was my biggest blessing.
Now that's what it's about, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, that's just to elaborate on that a little bit in terms of like a kid seeing that, right? A lot of kids, and even when I was young and I was a kid out there, I just saw one goal, and that was NBA, right? Any ball player wants to go to the NBA. You know what I'm saying? That's the goal. And sometimes when that's a 1 in a million, that's literally a 1 in a million shot, right? So, but when a kid a kid ain't thinking that, you know what I'm saying, until it's too late, and
Right.
they have no other options because they put all of their eggs in that basket. Now, looking at myself or anybody else for that matter, just seeing that and saying, yo, I could still go to the league, right? I could still go to the league. It don't have to be playing though. I
Right.
could be a trainer. I could be a photographer. I could
Sure.
be
Listen, you got marketing, you got PR people, you got listen, this game of basketball has so much merchandise. You could be a
right.
cameraman. What about the
I could be
people
a
who
cook.
build
You could cook for an NBA player and get
right,
paid.
the architect. You know what I mean? Lawyers, NBA need accountants. You know, if you in this game, you can be around it and do anything. They have teachers, they have trainers, they have everything. If you could, my motto is if you could think it, we could create it.
Nah, that's a fact, man.
The
That's a
game of
fact.
basketball taught us that because if you think about it, you'll have a kid who never played the game before, but through his imagination and what he see, he's creating different stuff. That's how the game is elevated. So if we put that same mindset into these young adults as they're growing and doing different things, all our eggs won't be in one basket. No, we'll have big eggs in every basket. So now we could do whatever it is that we want to do.
Right, right. And then there's a lot of there's far too many young men and women out there that's growing up without their dad in their life for whatever reason. So salute to you, salute to what you're doing, you know what I'm saying, as that figure, to give them motivation. But I want to talk briefly about those two gentlemen that you mentioned. I want to talk about Zachziegler and Jaquan Sanders. Two young men. They recently made their college commitments. Jaquan to St. John's, and like you said, Zakai to Tennessee. Can you tell me a little bit about your relationships with those guys and how you got connected?
Those are my nephews. Just being in the basketball world, coaching with New York Lightning, coaching with OSL, coaching with BDA. My personal self, I watch them mature and grow. A seed is planted and then it's watered, and we continue to water them. Zakai is relentless, man. This kid, he went through a lot. People need to do a documentary on his story. Went through a lot, and for him to get that opportunity to actually showcase it and put it on the big screen, which was this summer EYBL, and him to live up to what he would say the hype, but we knew this all along. You know what I mean? To show what it is that he do normally and get an opportunity. That's what it's all about. The kid got an opportunity to reclass up and to go into college, and that's where he's on campus right now. That's my little man. Like, regardless of what, that's my nephew. Whatever, we there. We got his back, but it's bigger than basketball. It's bigger than basketball. Jaquan Sanders, same thing. His brother played, D1 pro, so he got big shoes to fill. So it's different routes. Zakai probably the first person going to college.
Right.
Jaquan got to live up to something, but they both hard-nosed, hard workers and great kids. Listen, they make me proud. This is why we do it. This is the reason why we do it. New York Lightning, I coach with New York Lightning, who just merged with New Heights Lightning. So, we just out here making things happen, and it's bigger than basketball. Dana Dingle, Shandu, Coach Pete, they're mentors as well. They're doing everything I'm doing. You know,
Right.
you can't just have one mentor. We all mentors who happen to coach, who happen to nurture, who happen to be father figures, who happen to be big brothers and uncles. That's what we do.
Nah,
And they all
salute,
Bucket
man.
fam, you know?
Salute to the whole family. Like you said, Shandu over there at Lightning. You know, is CJ still over there with OSL?
Come on, baby. CJ is us, man. CJ a bucket.
Nah, I
Yo,
just haven't seen him in a little minute.
oh, nah. He legend. He's a legend.
Yeah, he's a legend, man.
Definitely,
Coach
he's a
Pete,
legend.
Coach Pete, the same thing, man. Coach Pete always,
Right.
always show love. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing this for a little minute, and since day one, he's always showing love. So salute, man.
Let me tell you how dope it is, right? So we expanded our family, right? So you got Ramey Anderson, you know, he's Bucket fan. Brandon Frazier, you know what I mean? We got DeJuan Mack, you know, like it's growing. You know, the family's growing, and you know, they all place buckets somewhere. You know, and it doesn't just stop, because I think people get the wrong impression of, oh, because you coach with this. Nah, you know, our reach goes far, man. My man Bino down in Texas. You know, I got people everywhere that are buckets. You feel what I'm saying? So it like even we in Jersey, we look the Rens, like those are guys. Like I think they misunderstand. Only time we compete is when we on the court. Outside of that, we family. You know, the buckets, look, the buckets arm reach long, man. And Cal got spoon. Like we doing this, like for real in real life.
Nah, I know that, man. I'm hoping that you know, the viewers out there can understand that and understand that, you know, and understand that well, man, because I can see it firsthand. You guys are putting in the work that a lot of people are just talking about, man. You guys are really doing it out there, and you know, making it happen. You know, this won't be, you know, much longer. I just wanted to literally, again, salute everything that you've been doing. In terms of, you know, a young kid out there that may want to, you know, that may see BucketFam, the movement, everything you guys are doing, and wants to be a part of that. Like, how does, like, you know, does you know, do those spots come? You know, are there, like, you know, how does a kid become BucketFam? Pretty much.
So
is it?
It's a requirement.
Is it request only?
No. We're inclusive, right? So it's a requirement, right? To be a part of BucketFam, you got to be a role model, right? Because once you become a part of the family, everybody's watching. So everything you do is a reflection of us. We ain't gonna make you look bad, so don't make us look bad, right? So that's number one. You got to have good grades if you're in school. These are for my young kids, right? So role model for everybody. If you're in school, you got to have good grades, because once you get that influence, you're going to influence the next person. And to go to the next level at whatever, whether it's basketball or lawyer, you got to have good grades. A doctor, you got to have good grades, you know? And most importantly, we support. We're going to support you. You got to support us, and you got to support the next person. That's, you know, so it's a couple requirements, and it's situational. You know,
and you got to ball out too. You got to, don't forget that part. You got to,
and you definitely got to be a bucket on and off the court.
That's a fact. Because I ain't seen not one kid that's rocking that BucketFam shirt that's a slouch on the court either. So
that's a fact. That's a fact. But that goes without saying. So I ain't even mention that.
Right.
Because sometimes we get them and they don't even know how to play, and then we develop them.
Facts.
But the mentality of a bucket is to go get it.
Right. Make it happen.
Yeah.
Right. And just to, you know, my final question to you, man, is you know, BucketFam, I've, you know, for the first maybe, you know, 4 or 5 years of BucketFam, in terms of me seeing it, right? I've seen it develop, you know, to a point where it is right now. Like you said, billboards, you know what I'm saying, TV appearances, all types of stuff. Right. What do you think? What's in store? What's next for BucketFam? What's the goal? You know what I'm saying? What's the next 5 years gonna look like?
So we just getting started, man. We just getting warmed up. We on the layup line right now. Woo. What they seeing, they got to get used to this, because we on the layup line.
Facts.
We looking to tap into the social emotional component of life now, because a lot of students are becoming depressed. dealing with depression and stuff like that. So we're tapping into that as well. We're nurturing that part of the game. We want to nurture the mental. Outside of that, we got merch.
That pandemic really affected a lot of people, man.
A lot of people. So it's up to us, with the influence, to give life back to the game, give life back to the world. And we're going to do it the BucketFam way. Obviously, we screen global, so we're everywhere. We want to make sure we touch every city, every town, every continent, every community. We want to make sure we in these places. So, we're looking for quality mentors, and we're building quality mentors. September 26th, we also have our website launching, where we got Socks Matter campaign, commitment campaign, where we're targeting, collegiate schools, all our kids that go to college. We making special socks for that, and all proceeds go to our student athletes. Because we got kids who don't get scholarships, but they got to fill out application.
Right.
You got to send that in. You got to pay for that.
Right.
That's where this merchandise come from. And with the merchandise, the proceeds from that goes to trips. I mean, anytime you see me rolling, right?
Right. Absolutely.
Make sure our kids, have an experience anytime we come. So for the next 5 years, man, we trying to do this global takeover everywhere.
That's tough, man. I salute you. Like I said, man, I'm always in the BucketFam corner. BucketFam myself, if anybody asks me.
Yes, sir.
Like, yo, don't get it twisted, man. Say it with me.
BucketFam. Now, before we go, I got to shout out some young coaches, some young BucketFam coaches.
Let me have it.
Coach Snoop at OSL. Yo, he's on the rise. Yo, I'm telling you, the kid is outstanding. Coach KK is bananas. We got Coach Solo, Coach Omar down at BDA. Bananas. And the great mentors that are nurturing our kids and getting them to the next level as well.
So, and these are y'all kids out there, man, that these guys are putting in the work for, man. So parents, man, if you're listening to this, what I'm saying, just imagine what kind of, what kind of output you could get from your kids, man. If you poured that same energy in, BucketFam poured that same energy in, man, you're gonna have some great leaders out here, man, to take charge of the next generation, man, the next wave. So definitely get in tune. If you're not in tune, get in tune with BucketFam, with BucketFam Doyle, OSL, BDA, everything, man. These guys are doing God's work out here, man. So I'd like to thank you for your time again, man. Any closing remarks other than the shout outs you just gave?
Yo, if you could think it, you could create it. Say it with me. BucketFam.
Yo, love is love, King. I love you, man. Keep doing your thing.
Having me, man.
Yo, man. We'll get up soon, all right?
Say no more. Holla at me.
Appreciate you, man.
All right.
All right.